Hi there. Hello, hello. I am Dory Stoll with Prairie Scraps, and I'm here live. I'm excited to see you. I feel like I know I sound like I'm in a tin can because I kind of am. 'Cause I'm in the Airstream, but I feel like it because I don't know why my ears feel really plugged right now. But still struggling with illness. I did go to the doctor. Thought maybe it was pertussis, so I had a pertussis test done. It is not, which is good because that was like a 3 week time period where you're actually contagious. So nobody wants to be down for 3 weeks and unavailable to people. It's been 2 weeks for me, and I have canceled again another week of lessons. So I'm kind of sad about that. It's just more of a mess. It's easier if I can just do it because I don't have to figure out makeup lessons and things like that. As a general rule, I don't have makeup lessons in my protocol, or in my policy, but to miss twice, I usually try to do like a makeup day. I'll have to do it in June because I cut off at the end of May, and the kids are still in school. But I've always found that kids they don't show up. So anyway, speaking of which, I was right. Thankfully, I was running a contest for my kids that if they post a video or send me a video of their pieces before the time they get to go into a drawing for some coffee cards, local coffee cards. And so I keep getting videos from a few of my students. I have a couple of students who aren't doing it at all, which is the students I was trying to get to actually practice and record a video. So that's unfortunate. But anyway, I'm excited to be here. I thought I'd get something done. I've got piles and piles of things I want to do. And of course, because I've been down sick, I haven't been feeling up to doing. So I appreciate you hanging out. Excuse me in advance if I have some coughing. It's really bad coughing. I am on some medication for an antibiotic and an inhaler, and it seems like it's sort of loosened things up only when I'm sleeping. So the cough was bad enough as it was. Now it's worse at night to the point where I can't stop coughing, and I start getting like a gag reflex and almost throwing up. So, not to be too detailed, but nothing has actually come up. But it is really hard not to throw up when you feel like throwing up when you're coughing to that point. So anyway, it's all a mess. It's all a mess. And, getting sick after having five babies or coughing with five babies post five babies is not fun either. So if you can imagine that, I've never had a problem with, um, going to the bathroom after five babies, which is a miracle in itself, except for this cough. So anyway, it's pretty bad. And then keep it moist today. All right. So a couple weeks ago, I did my this one, the home one. I was really excited about it. It's very springy. This is my out of the box frame that goes up in my dining room area, and it is double sided, and I don't have the black side done at all except for fingerprints, I guess. And then what I've had up there for a long time is this flower market one with the bike, which is super springy as well. So and this one actually plans for fall, plans for Christmas didn't happen at all. So anyway, I'm just going to do a generic one, an evergreen one that I could put up all the time. So I appreciate that you're here. Make sure you say hey, do all the things, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. I'll put you down now. You don't have to look at me whatsoever. And we're gonna do something on this back side of this. And I do want to make sure I'm doing it correctly. Or there's no correct, wrong, or right because you can take it out and put it in. That's the cool thing. I could have every single season I could do like 6 of these and have 12 different sides. It's just all I'd have to do is store the flat surface around. This other one, the black and the white, this surface is washable. So I could just erase this. But I find with these bigger ones, because this is an 12 by 18 size, with these bigger ones, once I get it done, I am not likely to go back and redo it. I just am not. So, and the back side is like a black chalkboard. I haven't totally decided what to do on there yet either. It might be time to, I do know what I want to do on it. I do have one of my favorite Christmas transfers. It's an older one. It's got a sled on it. It's, can't remember, something, Sleigh Rider, I think it says. It's called Sleigh Rider. I love that one, and I want to put that on for my winter scene. So I might do that on that one. So we'll see. We'll see. But while we are here, I thought I'd use one of the new transfers that came out. We do have a new launch coming with all the Easter stuff. That will be February 6th. So stay tuned for that. I haven't even placed my order. I don't know. I've been ordering stuff in because I have a live class. If you're live in Grangeville and want to come out to the Crafty Hideaway tomorrow night at 5:30, we are doing a class for an acrylic. Do I have my acrylic sign here? A little acrylic sign. Here it is. And this got a little stand. This is my sign that I made as a demo. Oops, going the wrong way. And this is the class. Mine's got sparkles, as you can see. And it does say "You are my jam" in the middle. It's hard to see when it's clear. So that's kind of cool. That is going to be the class tomorrow night. It costs just $20. If you want to make sure that I have supplies for you, and you want to order that, just let me know. Or if you need more information about where it is, Main Street, Grangeville, Idaho. So that's going to be fun tomorrow night. So I'm kind of getting ready for that. This doesn't have a cut line. I'm like kind of disappointed. That's okay. I guess we can deal with it without. So this is it is called Antiques. And I'm going to do this Antiques and Collectibles open daily on this board. I think it'll look really cute. This one, I'm pretty excited. I'm going to use the out of the box, same thing, the 6x18. Actually, I've probably got still another one that doesn't have the out of the box feature in it that I'm probably going to do it on. So if that's something you want me to do American Heritage only on a sign this size, let me know, and I'm willing to do that for you if you want, or just go ahead and put Antiques down below, and I could get you the, well, yeah, text me Antiques. I will make sure I put my texting information on here. This is a brand new transfer, and you can hear that's pretty sticky. This is sticky back, so the first thing we're gonna do is make sure to get this nice and fuzzed before we start, so that it doesn't stick too hard. And so I'm just going to use our fuzzing cloth. You could use a clean towel if you would like. I think I don't know. Maybe I don't have. I have room for 20 people in my class, and my count right now I think is for 7. So that's exciting. And of course, you know, people could drop in if they wanted. So hopefully have a good turnout. Hopefully everybody comes. Most of them have paid, so that's good. Oops, there goes my. Whoops, that's stuck. Acrylic does stick pretty. If you're ever working with the acrylic, make sure you really fuzz with it. This is wood, and if you wanted to seal the wood by, I might do that actually. Now that I'm talking about, we're gonna wax it first actually before we get going. I'm just gonna set this aside here. Before we get going, I want to put some surface wax on here to just get it sealed up. That'll help it keep from spreading a little bit, you know, like because wood is open porous. This kind of helps put a coating on it so it doesn't, you know, when you put paint on it, doesn't like spread and have little lines in it, little veins. So this is, you know, a good size art project, but it's really not going to take us very long at all to do, which is pretty fun. That's, I think, what makes it really fun. All right, so let's see. I'm hoping I have enough vanilla out here. I think I bought a new vanilla somewhere. Is this my new That would be bad. I'm hoping to use vanilla. Usually for the antique look, I just want it to be plain antique look. That's what I'm going for here. I'm not going to do any separate colors. I'm just going to do one color. I want to do it. I used to, before vanilla came out, I would have done it in bright white, which it would totally look fine with bright white. Just when you think you've like fuzzed it enough, possibly fuzz it one more time. This is a reusable transfer. You can use them up to 12 times if you take care of them really well. All right, let's see. I want to put it right side up to the other side. And, you know, I'm just going to be difficult and not cut it apart, I guess. I don't know why it's probably just gave them more space to put them together by not having the cut mark. All right, where is... I do see that we're not absolutely evenly portioned on the top and bottom. Side to side, they're pretty even. So if this, I guess we can move it a little, pretty close. I think once we get it in the frame, you just want it to be straight, right? Okay. And you just want to press it down, get all the bubbles out. I forgot to tell you the other day, Monday, when I was doing the live, it's really nice and sunny out. It has been very chilly outside. I guess, you know, if I had to choose a time to be sick, it would be when it's cold, because you don't feel bad for kind of hunkering down and staying indoors. But anyway, excuse me. Monday, you know, it's finally feeling a little bit warm in the morning, and at 8:30 in the morning, we actually had an earthquake in Idaho. It was kind of weird. I forgot to tell you guys that. I got off, I'm like, that was my one big news, was that we had an earthquake. So I'm really wanting to do this with the vanilla. I'm not seeing an extra. I think I'm really low on vanilla. My vanilla jars. I love the vanilla. I know there's not even enough in there to do anything with. So we might be doing white. I don't see extra vanilla there. I'm going to have to find some extra vanilla, that's for sure. That's a bummer. Bummer. I could get away with Dune, I think. Get away with Dune. Because Dune is a little more off-white than white is. But my Dune may be even low. My Dune is low. It might be bright white. Oh, Dune is fine. I don't know if I want to do Dune or not. Dune is more like an almond color. Maybe we will. Let's see. Get these yellows in here, I think. As long as I got it open. Because we want to get... And it should need to gather up all my chalks so that I have it ready to go over tomorrow night. All right. So my first plan was to do vanilla. Could do bright white. I actually, again, I think, you know, some of them, this just happens, right? When you're chalking, there's probably enough in there to do it for the bright white, but maybe I should do bright white because my kitchen is more white. I could get away with vanilla and it wouldn't be so abrasive, but I don't think Dune won't work. So we're gonna give this a go. I want to make sure this is moving though. It definitely is a little on the dry side. These are made, the pastes are made of water soluble, it's non-toxic products. And so if you find that it's drying up, like especially at the end, all you have to do is spritz it with a little bit of distilled water, and that will get it going. You want it to be like yogurt consistency. So that's what we're going for here. And this is where it's going to pay off to have, whoops, to get that a little wet. I'm going to dry that off here. just because I don't want my paste getting wet when I put it on. So yogurt consistency is what you want this to be. So that's what I'm kind of working on, mixing it up. Let's put a little water in. Usually if I'm getting low, I will, before I shut the jars, I just go ahead and spritz them with a little bit of water, and it'll soak in by the time I get ready to use it. I don't always like to mix in some water right before I go, because if you go put too much into it, it can cause it to be too much, too wet. Still some, and this is going to use a good amount because this is a pretty big sign. Still kind of chunky there, so we don't want the chunks. We want to kind of work it up here. I want it to be nice and smooth, but you know, kind of my chalk is like me, chunky and lumpy, I guess. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on here, a good amount of it. You can kind of see it's not ideal to have those chunks, that's for sure. All right, and then I'm just going to take a small squeegee and get it on there, you know, kind of grab it up and just squeegee it across all the white areas, or the, it looks like brown because it's a brown background. So, and you want to work quickly so it doesn't dry up. You don't want any of those chunks to sit there, so you got to kind of work quickly too. Just get this all moving here. Get all the spots. Move along. If you work fast enough, you should be able to do the whole thing, especially with one color. If I was working with multiple colors, I would definitely like stop and peel to reveal, because you don't want it to dry in the transfer. Oops, be careful. I kind of went out of the lines there because I was trying to go too fast. I knew better too. I did it as I was thinking about it. Not good. Sometimes, you know, it's like self-fulfilling prophecy. If you think too hard about something, you like do it the wrong way. So hopefully y'all are having good health and don't have to, even you're just listening to me have a bad health. That's the good thing about doing lives, I guess, is that you don't have to catch it or see me. It's a bad thing about teaching live piano lessons is I can't, because I don't want to give any, I wouldn't want to share this with anybody. There are some lumps out here, so excuse my lumps. Come on. Get in there. I'm just trying to make sure I don't leave the lumps in an empty space. This may kind of come up not so even when I peel it to reveal it because it is kind of dry and lumpy. And we're going to be okay with that. I'll just give it that antique look a little bit. And if it doesn't work out the way I want it to, we can just come back and fix it after I wash through this. You know, we'll try to fix it. Of course, we don't want that. Ooh, that was a sharp piece of paste there. That sounded like it could tear my transfer. So these transfers are washable. All I'll do with the transfer is as soon as I'm done here, I'll take it to the house, put it in the kitchen sink and run water through it with one of our board erasers and just wash it clean so that it's ready for my next use. Trying not to go outside. Ugh. Some more. I'm doing something I don't ever do, and that is kind of spraying almost on here because I don't want this to dry up. You might see some old school tricks here in just a minute because this is really a lot drier than I thought it was, I guess. I knew. I'm always trying to push the buttons a little bit and get away with something, and I don't think I'm going to get away with it today. That's what I think. I think it won't pay off today. So we'll try some old school tricks to get it fixed up for us. And you could see I'm putting this on pretty messy. There's like, you don't have to be super perfect about your application. It's very forgiving. Even kids can do this. All right, I just need enough here. I don't know why I don't have any more. I have to get my colors in. All right, get all the extra lumps off because we don't want those on there. And I'm going to start peeling from this side because it's been a while. I'm trying to get off the lumps. Ugh, see, that did not work out well at all. I am actually going, this is an old school trick. I'm going to take a wipe because that did not work at all. And I'm just going to wipe over this with a wipe. Wipe over it with a wipe and hope that it kind of activates that enough. This is not the normal way to do it, but I don't want this to be all for naught. Oops. And I can see I had an air bubble there too. So this might be a total disaster today. Just kind of par for the course, I guess. I'm even giving this some more water because this is not giving out any water here. I'm just not doing good with the moisture here. This is a really messy way to do it, but I'm just trying to get it so that it really fills the recesses for me. And I could see where at one place particular is pretty bad. So I don't know. Some of it, maybe I would have done better if I didn't have it waxed. We'll see. All right. Now I need to wipe my hands before I do anything more. Any more kind of damage. Okay. So even though it's tempting to go at a diagonal, yeah, see, this did not go as well as I would like. But actually, that is not too bad, considering it's this outside edge. Oops. I don't want it crooked. This outside edge didn't get very done. It's just lifting. So if you see yours do that, you know that the reason for that doing it. I'm just going to be okay with this for now. And I'll show you my little boo-boo down here. Actually, overall, the antiques part of it is not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, I'm going to put this on here. I'm just having bad luck with my paste. I want to use it all up down to the last little bit, but that might have taken it too far. Oops. All right, kind of a bummer of a project, actually. I'm not super happy. It doesn't look awful, actually. When you consider, like, put this up here. When you consider booze, it's not bad. Can you see that? That had an air bubble there. And so you could see it's sort of light, like around the outside edges, but the antiques and collectibles and the words, they're very good. So I don't know. It's just the outside bit that's not in the best of condition. So I'm going to see what I could do here to kind of, yeah, I guess here it's not very bold. I may have to redo this all, actually. The easiest way to do it is to wash the transfer and then come back and do the whole thing over again. And honestly, I think I might be at the end. This might be the absolute end of this paste. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess. Jeez. It got really dry really fast. So, and I go through white a lot. So it's not like it's, super old jar of paste. It's just, that's the way the ball rolls. I use a lot of white. So I'm going to I put a little water in there because I can always use it for painting. But I still am very covered with white. All right, let's take a look at this. So first of all, because these are sticky backed transfers, I could definitely just come in. I've got some around the edges here. Remember where I said I was going outside the lines? And that is washing off really easily. I actually hit some up from the other side when I did the other side over a year ago, and it's coming off really nice too. So it's all water-based. So you can usually, as long as you don't have to go near your project, I'm getting that off. So I'm gonna scrub on this a little. I've got some still white on my fingers, so I have to be careful what I'm touching here. But I'm gonna scrub this off here so that it looks nice. And when I come back, you won't even notice this because I'll have cleaned that up. And that could be also done with a little bit of sandpaper. Would also clean that up. So this it's not too bad. It's on the outside edges wherever for the most part, where I went out of lines. So it happens. It happens, you know. If you're expecting perfection, this is not the place for it. I'm not perfect. I would love for everything to turn out perfectly, but, you know, maybe it adds to the ambiance of it being. I find it funny, though, that I don't have any in here that's white. So I'll have to take that transfer and wash it. All you have to do is wash it in the sink with a board eraser, let it dry with the sticky side up, and then put it back on the backing after a few minutes, 20 minutes or so. And then you could do it over. And because you could see through the transfer, I'll be able to lay that back over and just fix it. So it's, it's not horrible. It actually kind of looks antique-y, I think. Let me see. I want to get this dry. The other thing I've learned about it is if you do, want to do anything to it, make sure that it's completely dry when you do try to do fixing. I would just like to see this a much clearer application of chalk on it. So that's just me, and this is for my house, and so I could do what I want. I'm going to go over it again. But you get the idea. Isn't that cute? It really is, I think. So this is the transfers. It's so big, it just keeps going everywhere. Okay, so this is the box frame that I was going to put it in. I did this home one a little bit ago. And then, like I said, I had the bike up. I've had it up for about a year now. So this is what it would look like. Kind of just a monotone, but it's evergreen then. It doesn't matter what the season is. You can have it available to put up in your kitchen. Well, maybe you can. Oh, there it is. It was a little bent and it wasn't going in there. But the cool thing is you could do the surface and then come back in. Isn't that pretty? I just think that's really gorgeous. So it really is great. Like, I think it looks really good. Even if it's disappointing, right? Like, even if there's light areas, you can hardly even, it almost looks like it was meant to be that way. I may leave it. I don't know. I kind of like things to look old and vintage and primitive or whatever. So this might be it for me. But anyway, if it wasn't your style, you could go back in and fill it in. So thanks so much for joining me. Make sure that you do all the things, and I appreciate it. Under 20 minutes for a 12 by 18 picture. If it had turned out the first time, it'd totally be fine. And in fact, it's really not that bad, right? It's actually very pretty. You could stain it. You could also go around and do the edges in white of this frame, and that would also work. So I appreciate y'all being here. I hope you have a very blessed day, and make sure you keep on crafting.